It's week 8 of our online stress management series, and today we're going to be talking about breath prayer. It's our final week, so we're incorporating everything from these last 7 weeks into this 1-hour practice. And so today, as we flow and we move and we breathe, we're going to be focusing on one part of the acronym CALM that you saw in your email from the previous week. And the one thing we're going to be focusing on with that is the C of CALM, which is celebrate God's goodness. So today, as we move and we breathe, we're going to inhale, celebrating, and as we exhale, we're going to focus on God's goodness. So that is a very short breath prayer. Another example of a breath prayer would be, last week I had you inhale a sentence and then exhale a sentence. So if there is ever a verse or a prayer that you have on your heart that you're wanting to repeat or a phrase, that is where you do that. And we do the same thing maybe with the Lord's Prayer, where you're focusing on each segment of that prayer and taking that through your practice. So again, today we're focusing on celebrating God's goodness, inhaling, celebration, and just thinking about that and just having a smile light up your face. And as you exhale, really just soaking in God's goodness today. All right? So we're going to warm up, and then we're going to begin moving, and we're going to slow it on down. I do have my mat and my blanket here today. So again, if there is any part that you need to make a modification to, I will talk through them. I may show you some, but if not, they are there and available for you to use if you feel like you're off a little bit and want to make an adjustment. All right, so grab your mat, your water, your props, whatever you have around you. Maybe clear out some space. Put on the music, the playlist that we've made throughout these 8 weeks, or the one that you made for yourself. This is that time. So maybe hope you have another device that you can play your playlist on or play this recording, and put it on nice and low in the background as we move. So it's not going to be anything too complicated today. We're really just focusing on breathing and moving and placing that all together. So nice music in the background will really help this pass by. Okay? So go ahead and start off just on your mat, not the top or bottom, and we're going to find a firm foundation with our feet. We've done this every week. Started out in our chair, and then went to the floor, and then went to standing, and that's where we'll start today. After we get done for a time of soaking, we'll be on the ground where I'll allow you to stay for as long as you like, just like every other video. For right now, just become aware of your body, wherever you are in your house or in a room. Just become settled and okay with being right where you are, because it's where you're supposed to be. Place your hands by your sides if you haven't already done so. Inhale, lifting the crown of your head nice and tall. And as you exhale, release your shoulders down by your sides, your feet to the floor. Take a few deep breaths here, so just begin to breathe. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. As you inhale, fill up through your lungs, expand through your rib cage and your belly. And just think about celebrating what that means to you. And as you exhale, just bask in God's goodness and who He is for you. 2 more breaths, nice and deep. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more big deep inhale. And exhale, releasing your shoulders down and back. Maybe your glutes and your hips and your feet into the floor. Let's bring some movement into this. Inhale your arms up and overhead. I like to take my gaze up as I bring my hands up. And exhale your hands down by your sides. Inhale up and overhead. And exhale. 1 more time, inhale up, thinking about celebration. And exhale, lower down, just basking in God's goodness. This time on our inhale, lift up, and we're gonna lean to the right. Feet are still flat on the floor. You're really engaging through your left side body all the way up to your fingertips. Reaching and really trying to stretch out your side body. Use your breath here. Find your edge. Come back to center nice and easy. Take a nice deep inhale. Reach those hands up. And as you exhale, go to the left side. Be intentional even in this simple movement. Still trying to open up through my heart, bringing my shoulder blades together behind me. Don't let your head crink down or cringe, I guess. Go ahead and pretend like there's an orange or something right there and you're holding on to it. And breathe. Inhale back up to center, nice deep breath. Exhale, we're gonna swan dive nice and easy into a fold. So hands out by your side, and as you exhale, hinge at those hips. And as you come down, ragdoll. So the crown of your head is towards the floor. Your hands are down, dangling. You can also grab either elbow. Just allow your body to rest here. Lift that tailbone tall. Bend your knees if you need to. Allow yourself to just be. Begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Push against the earth with your feet. As you roll up, chin towards your heart, head's lifting last. So you roll your shoulders behind you and back. Lifting the crown of your head nice and tall. Inhale up. Exhale, another swan dive forward. Feel a difference in this ragdoll. Your body is just able to be here, maybe a little bit easier than before. Begin to take your body to the right. So here you can either walk your hands to the right, or if you have either elbow held, just begin to turn your body towards the right. Feet, knees, hips staying right where they are. This is just your upper body from your hip up. Getting another movement, come back to center. And when you're ready, on an exhale, just begin to move to the left side. The crown of your head is loose. Legs are stable right where we planted them. Come back to center. Push your feet against the earth and roll up. Beautiful. Allow your hands just to fall by your sides. Inhale, crown of your head nice and tall. Celebrating, celebrate. And as you exhale, lower your shoulders down. We're thinking about God's goodness. Inhale your arms up and overhead. This time we're going to cactus arms down. So we're doing the counter action of folding forward. You're placing a bend in your elbows. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see here. Bending our back slightly as you look up, bring your hands down by your sides. 2 more times. Inhale up and overhead. As you exhale, bend your elbows, bend your back slightly if you like. Take your gaze up. And 1 more time. Inhale up and overhead. And as you release, shoulder blades together. Nice expansion across your collarbones. Beautiful. Bring your hands to heart center. So the verse we're going to focus on today with this breath prayer to go along with our celebration of God's goodness is rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. So the one verse that we're focusing on for your meditation and for these last 2 weeks has been in Philippians, and Paul says there to rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice, and that goes right along with celebrating God's goodness. So if that's another verse that you'd like to put in there to say as you inhale and exhale, that's totally all right. Celebrating God's goodness is also what it's about. So that is the verse that we're focusing on. If you'll join me at the top of your mat, we're just going to begin to move a little bit more. So inhale your arms up and overhead. This time we're going to reach our hands forward as we fold instead of swan diving. So we're focusing on hinging at our hips, keeping a nice line in our back. Allow your body to ragdoll here for just a moment. Come to a halfway lift as you take an inhale. So it's a flat back, as flat as you can make it, wherever your natural curve is in your spine. Your hands are on your knees or your shins. And this is where you'll go for an inhale. Right now we're just pausing here, getting used to what this feels like, seeing if there's any adjustments we need to make. And exhale, fold forward. Now to go through this, we're going to inhale, halfway lift, doing a little flow here. And exhale, fold into that ragdoll. 2 more times, inhale to that flat back. And exhale, allow your body to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, folding forward. Push your feet against the floor, roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, chin towards your heart. Roll your shoulders down and back. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Again, reaching forward with your hands, hinging at your hips, folding forward with intention. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and we're stepping back. So we're going into a plank, shoulders right over top of your wrist, heels right over top of your toes. Here, if you need to drop your knees, it's totally all right. If you're able to engage all the way through your legs, do so. Either way, really breathe from your belly and your core. 3 breaths right here. Fill up and release. This is where we really focus in on our breath prayer as we're holding this. So on this last one, inhale, celebrating. And exhale, lower down God's goodness. So we've lowered down to the mat. We're going to turn our tops of our feet towards the floor and come up for up dog. And turn your toes for down dog. So walk your dog out here if you need to. Find your breath straight from your belly. Don't let it get lost. And when you're ready, drive your heels down to the floor. Your heart goes through your legs towards the back of the mat. Bring your shoulder blades together. One thing that can help you in this, if you have a couple of blocks, is you can place the blocks underneath your hands. That'll elevate your dog a little bit to where your back may be able to sustain that position a little bit easier. It's not as heavy on your front body. Go ahead and take a nice deep bend in your knees and walk your feet to your hands or step forward. When you get there, pause, ragdoll, and then push against the floor, 1 vertebrae at a time, rolling up. Chin towards your heart, coming up last. Inhale, up and overhead. Folding forward. Halfway lift, taking air. Plant your hands down, step back. Into your plank. Be strong here. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, lower down, elbows by your sides. Tops of your feet to the floor, up dog. And turn your toes for down dog. Feel a difference in this dog. As you lift your tailbone, really send your heart towards the back of the room. And allow yourself to breathe right here. 2 more breaths, fill up that belly. Fill up your lungs. And exhale. 1 more big breath in. Bend your knees as you exhale and walk your feet to your hands or step to the top of your mat. Ragdoll and roll up. Awesome. Inhale up and overhead. Reaching forward, we're folding. Halfway lift, take in air. Big toes together, heels slightly apart as we take our sit bones down for chair. Breathe right here, lift your fingers nice and tall. You can turn in your pinkies. Turn in your pinkies if you need to. That'll help you really create that lift in your arms. And fold forward. Plant your hands, step back into plank. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, elbows by your sides, lower down. Up dog. Down dog. We're gonna lift our right foot into the air. Nice and high. Go ahead and bend that knee. Now lift that knee towards the ceiling. Woo. Just make some circles with it. Small or big. I got some small ones today. Put that right foot down. Let's lift up our left now. Nice and tall. Bend your knee. Lift that knee towards the ceiling. Really open up through your hips. Make some circles. Plant your left foot down. Nice deep bend in your knees. Walk your hands to your feet this time. Ragdoll and roll up. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Swan dive down. Halfway lift. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Let's go into chair. Find your breath right here. Fold. Walk your hands back out into your down dog. So right where you were. Plant your hands, separate your feet. We're gonna take your right foot and you're gonna place it right behind your left. So this is gonna help you really settle into your bottom body in this down dog and stretch out the back side of your left leg. May even help you send your heart towards the back side of the room. Plant your right foot back down, making a down dog, and take your left foot and place it behind your right foot. Again, feeling that stretch along the back side of your right leg, and with your weight shifting towards the back side of the mat, your heart may naturally go that way as well. Allow your neck to hang loose. Don't lose your breath. Bring your left foot forward to your right. Bend those knees, walk your feet to your hands. Ragdoll and roll up. Shoulders down and back, crown lifted tall. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Halfway lift. Place your hands to heart center. We're going to step back with our left foot. So we're going straight into a crescent position. And crescent feet mean your heel is right over top of your toes. Your right knee is over top of your ankle. And your hands just go right up overhead. Hips are pointed towards the front of the room. This is where you can really find some extension in your left leg. So keep it engaged. Lift up through those fingertips and see where you can really begin to elongate your bottom body onto your mat. Find your breath. Bring your hands to heart center. We're going to lean over your right knee here. Go ahead and take all of your weight to that right foot as you lift up this left. You may stay here with hands at heart center, or if you would like to open up for airplane, this is where you do so. Breathe and focus on the spot on the floor right in front of you. Place your hands at heart center. Bring your left foot down. Arms up and overhead for crescent. You got this. Breathe. Open up to warrior two. So your left foot is going to turn to that 45-degree angle. Your hands are going to open up, your right hand forward, left hand behind you. Your gaze is going right over top of your right fingers. Find your breath here. Find your focus. Find your prayer. Reverse your warrior. Left hand goes down, right hand goes up. Keep that bend in your right knee. And breathe right here. Extend through those fingertips. Be intentional with every movement we make, every thought we have. Come back to warrior two. Going to go to warrior one, so keep your warrior feet. Hands down to the mat. Bring your left foot to meet your right. Awesome. Ragdoll and roll up. Inhale your arms up and overhead as you go to the other side. Swan dive as you exhale down. Halfway lift. Hands to heart center. This time we're taking our right foot back into crescent. So as you're ready, plant your feet onto the mat. Find nice length or adjust as you need to. Really engage through your right leg, pushing your left foot into the mat. Hold in, squeeze in to center line. So that means really hold it all in with your breath, with your core, right here. Squeeze it all into here and breathe. Bringing your hands to heart center. Let's prepare for airplane. So we're leaning over our left foot, grip the mat with your toes. Find that stability and lift your right foot up. Even out your hips, dropping that right hip if necessary. Opening your hands to airplane. Breathe, focus. Awesome. Bring your hands back to heart center. Drop your right foot down. Crescent. Warrior two. So warrior feet Opening up through the left. Looking over your left fingers towards the front of the room. Reverse your warrior right hand down, left hand up. All right, warrior two. Warrior one. Both hands up, nice bend in your knee. Hands down to the mat. Bring your right foot to meet your left. Allow your body to ragdoll here for a couple of breaths. Slowly begin to roll up, chin towards your heart. Lifting it up last. Inhale your arms up. Swan dive down. Halfway lift. Hands at heart center. Step back with our left foot. We're going to do warrior feet. So place your heel down. Going into warrior one. Focus and breathe. Make little adjustments here or there to help you find alignment in your body. And it's not easy to find. It takes a lot of practice and time. That's why that's what this is. But those micro adjustments really will help if you understand your body when we're aware. Open up to warrior two. Awesome. Reverse your warrior right hand up, left hand back. Come back to warrior two. We're going to extend this right hand forward, dropping it onto our knee. We're going to lift our left hand into the air. If you'd like to take this left hand and place it over top towards the front of the room, you can. You'll take your gaze there as well. If it is in your practice to do a bind, here's where you would do so. And so for some more advanced yogis, I will go into that. And if you are fine where you are, please don't do any more. Beautiful. Go ahead and come out of your bind. Reach up with that left hand as you come back to warrior two. Warrior one. We're planting our hands down onto the mat. Instead of bringing our left foot to meet our right, we're lifting this left foot into the air. It's for a split. Now my split is very sad, but it's just doing your best, okay? So lift this left foot in the air. Bring the crown of your head towards the floor. Do the best you can. There we go. Now bring that left foot to meet your right. Ragdoll and roll up. All right, let's do that on the other side. Our last one. Inhale, up and overhead. Swan dive down. Halfway lift. Hands at heart center. This time we're stepping back with our right foot. Warrior feet. Warrior one. Be intentional with your movements here. Settling in. Find your breath, your focus, and your prayer. Or your focus, your breath, and your prayer. Or your prayer, your breath, and your focus. whatever that combination is and however it comes to you. Open up to warrior two. Breathe right here. Reverse your warrior, right hand down, left hand up. We're going into our extended side angle, so back to warrior two. Reaching forward, that left hand, drop it onto your knee. Right hand goes up and overhead. Here comes our variations. You can bring that hand up and overhead. Again, if a bind is in your practice, this is where you do so. I'm going to go for bird paradise here. I know I'm really going for it, but if you get advanced, you can step up with this other foot, push, and you lift up in this bind. And this is, whoop, a very wobbly birds of paradise. Yee. You place it back down. Bring your warrior feet. Come out of your bind. Back to your extended. Bring that right hand and lift it up towards the sky. Warrior two. Warrior one. Hands down to the floor. Let's go to that split as we lift that right foot up. Bring the crown of your head towards the floor. Lift that foot as high as you can. Breathe. Bring your right foot to meet your left. Awesome. Allow your body to ragdoll right here. And breathe. Go ahead and begin to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Bring your hands to heart center. Take 3 deep breaths. Celebrate God's goodness. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. One more big breath in. This time as you exhale, open your mouth and sigh it out. No, that might be a little weird if you're by yourself, but let's go ahead and do it again. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Nice. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Swan dive down. Ragdoll right here. One of my favorite things to do lately has been gorilla. So I'm going to scoot back here a little bit so you can see. This is where you place your hands underneath your feet and you're basically going to step on them. Okay, so bend your knees as much as you can, or as much as you like. Place your hands as far underneath your feet as you can. They say you should be able to like massage your wrists with your toes. And just allow this to kind of stretch out your body in a different way. See what it feels like, play around in it. Allow your head to dangle. Maybe lift your tailbone and kind of push and pull and tug against what it feels like to stretch everything out. Just breathe. And release your hands out, nice and easy. And roll up. A sweat there. Let's see if I can see. We're going to go to our standing balancing poses now. So we're going to work on tree first. So your right foot is going to be turned out, heels together. Find stability in this left leg through gripping the mat with your toes and really beginning to stabilize your ankle and your foot into the mat. Hands go down by your sides. Again, extending, they say energy through your fingertips. Just shoot your fingertips wherever they are, down, up. If you have them in prayer hands, really bring that together and allow your body to stabilize again at that core. When you're ready, bring your right foot up. It can go on your shin or your calf or all the way up to your thigh, just not on your knee, only rule of thumb. So again, your hands, whatever you feel most comfortable doing with them, do so. So up and overhead, you can grow your treat. Again, my fingertips are engaged and shooting out. So it's gonna help me find stability up here. My feet are gripped into the mat, so down there. Breathing, focusing, and praying. Closing your eyes is an added challenge at any time in yoga. And go ahead and release from this side. Let's prepare to go to the other side. So again, with your right foot on the mat, grip the mat with your toes. Bring your heels together and begin to slide your left heel up that right leg. And calf, not the knee, because we don't want to pop it out or injure it at all. All the way up to our thigh. Hands wherever most comfortable for you. Soften your gaze, find your focus. Beautiful. Take your hands and your feet down. We're going to go into dancer next, which maybe a new one. I think I introduced it in my classes, but maybe not here. So the dancer, what we're gonna do is you take your right hand and you're gonna grab the inside of your right foot, okay? And if you need to go against a wall, this is a good time to do that because it'll help you hold your balance. So you, again, finding balance on this right foot or this left foot, grip the mat. And again, we're trying to grab the inside of your right foot. Flex your right foot. And as you're ready, begin to take that foot towards the back of the room. And then you're bringing your left hand forward. Bending your knee if you need to. Rule of thumb with this, I'm going to turn front ways so you can see what I'm talking about, hopefully. A lot of times we want to bring our legs out here like this, because maybe it creates stability. Right now I'm not really struggling too hard, right? It's like where I need to be. Our objective here is to pull that knee in and have our foot go straight back. So we're really opening up through our heart space and creating that bend. Again, a wall is here for you, or I'm sure available for you if you need it. And go ahead and release. I'm going to do this whole one on the wall. So as you're ready, grip the mat with your right foot. Bring your left foot up into your left hand. Pull that knee in and extend your foot towards the back of the room. And release. Awesome. One more we're going to do is eagle just before we go onto the mat and finish up. So eagle, we start out in chair legs. It's just easier to bend our knees over top of each other. So if you will take your sit bones down, crossing our right foot over top of our left, You can leave your toes here if you'd like, or wrap them all the way around your calf if you're capable. And we're going to take our right hand and place it underneath your left. So if you're able to wrap all the way around, that is great. If not, it's also great. You can place your hands right here on your sides. Don't allow your arms to pull you forward to where you're slouching. Really engage that back, lift up the crown of your head, and lift up these elbows here, if this is where you are. And if not, focus in through your hands, breathe, and pray. And release. Awesome, let's go to the other side. So again, chair legs. I'm gonna turn sideways this time so you can see it from a side angle. Left foot goes over top of your right. Left hand goes under your right hand. Again, grabbing all the way around if you're able, or grabbing your hands, or resting your foot wherever you are capable. Don't lean forward in this and lose your back. Gauge all the way through, lifting the crown of your head, breathing through your core. Maybe you don't stick out your butt, maybe you tug in your tailbone, help you stabilize. And release out of your eagle. Awesome, go ahead and shake it out for a second before we go to the ground. Come to the top of your mat, inhale up and overhead. Fold forward, swan dive or reaching. Allow yourself to hang here for a moment. Halfway lift, taking air. Plant your hands down, step back into that plank. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Turn a cheek to the mat. Place your hands down by your sides. Allow your body just to be here for a moment before we start flowing on the floor. Really feel your breath as you push and fill up against the floor. And then as you exhale, feel your body just becomes closer and more at one with the earth. Fill up, inhale. And as you exhale, release everything out. All right, we are going to go into locust. So, in locust, we lift up our head and our hands, our feet stay towards the back of the room. And you're going to be extend them towards the back of the room, causing your body to lift up. So nice deep inhales, lifting up the crown of your head. Exhale, trying to hold it. Inhale, create that lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hold. And lower down your other cheek. As you breathe here, we go into our breath prayer of celebrating God's goodness. Celebration is a spiritual discipline. It's also a spiritual practice, just like yoga is. And that's the one thing that this mat has taught me the most, is how to have some discipline in my spirituality and in this practice. So as you lift up now, you're placing your elbows right underneath your shoulders with your hands out in front of you. We're going into Sphinx. So the crown of your head is just lifted, nice and tall, and your heart is going towards the front of the room or the front of the mat. Release your glutes and your legs, really just focusing on the upper body here. Lifting up and creating length. So as you move and breathe and go forward from this place in these 8 weeks. My prayer is, of course, that God would defend you, but also that you would feel that this spiritual practice links all the spiritual practices together that I'm really diving into. And so celebration being one of them, it's pretty cool. Go ahead and take your hands right underneath your shoulders. Come up the tabletop. So I need to scoot up just a little bit to where your shoulders are over top of your wrist and your hips right over top of your knees. We're in a cat-cow. So inhale, look up. Exhale, push against the floor to round out your back. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, nice deep inhale. Exhale, push against the earth. And go back into a child's pose. So your knees are wide. Your hips are sinking back towards your heels, and you're walking your hands forward. Forehead is dropped onto the mat. So just like earlier, if you needed a blanket or a block to help you out, we'll be here for a few breaths, so go ahead and make yourself comfortable with the modifications you need to do. Inhale nice and deep. And as you exhale, release your heart towards the earth and the mat. We're going to take 5 more breaths. With each breath, allow your body to release and relax into and settle into this position. Focus on your body, see where you can create space, where you can release tension, and become more aware of what your body needs in this moment. One more big breath in. Exhale, and come back to tabletop. Taking your right hand out by your sides, we're going to thread the needle. So you're going to take it through your left, dropping that right shoulder down to the mat. This left hand can either go right overhead for a little stability, or it can go behind your back for a bind. Use your breath right here. Take your left hand, place it by your eyes, push against the earth as you lift up into tabletop. We're going to the left side now, so your left arm goes right by your side. Exhale, thread it through the right, dropping your left shoulder down. Right arm goes overhead or behind your back for the bind. Keep your breath nice and full. Keep your prayer intentional. Place your right hand by your eyes, push against the earth to help you lift up. And we're going to go to a simple seated position. So you can take your knees up to your wrists, cross your ankles, and sit down. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, we're just folding forward. Just getting used to being in a different position. Allowing our bodies to adjust. Roll up. Extend your legs out in front of you. Inhale your arms up and overhead, create length. Exhale, fold over your feet this time, dropping your forehead towards your knees. And gently walk your hands back up. Let's lay down on the mat. Woo. So we're going to lift our feet up towards the ceiling. And driving your heels up towards the ceiling, I should say. Your hands are going to be underneath your sit bones. All right, so here we're going to take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to lower halfway. Pausing there for an inhale. As you exhale, lower to hovering and look at your toes. Inhale your feet up and overhead. Exhale, lower halfway. Pausing for an inhale. Exhale, lower to hovering, look at your toes. Inhale up. Exhale halfway. Pausing for an inhale. Exhale, lower to hovering. Inhale up. We're going to do this one more time. You've got it. Nice deep inhale. Exhale to hovering. Inhale. Exhale down. And inhale up and overhead. Pull your knees in towards your heart. Roll side to side if you need to. Massage your spine. Continue to catch your breath. Go and plant your feet onto the mat, right close to your sit bones. We're going to go into bridge or wheel. Hands right by your sides. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, push against the earth with your feet and lift up off of the mat. Your hands can stay by your sides or you can clasp them underneath your back as you create your lift. Knees go towards the front of the room. Keep them intentional, don't let them flail out. Begin to lower down one vertebrae at a time. We're going to do it 2 more times, so you can go into bridge or wheel. This next one I'll do bridge, the last one I'll do wheel. A nice deep inhale, and exhale. Peel up off the mat, lifting up. Don't hold your breath here in this bridge. Continue to breathe. And lower down, one vertebrae at a time. All right, prepare for your last one. I'm gonna go into wheel. Again, it's not all very pretty, but it is practice. And so that's how that works. So we're squeezing in tight, taking a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, peel up off of the mat, lifting up. You're ready, begin to lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Woo. Awesome. Pull your knees into your heart. We're going to go into happy baby or dead bug, so that's grabbing just the outsides of your feet, lifting up and overhead. Again, you can massage your spine if you need to. Rolling side to side. All right, bring your knees in, nice squeeze. Open up your hands, drop your knees to the left side. And your gaze is going to go over your right shoulder. In this twist, just allow your body to release and relax. We're easing into our time of soaking. This whole hour is set apart for you, but these last 10 or so minutes are really available for you to hone in on the intention and awareness that you worked hard for, to grab hold of, and just allow your body to be and to bask in it. Begin to come back to center, pulling your knees into your heart. And as you're ready, you can drop your knees to the right side, opening your arms. Your gaze is over your left shoulder. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. A great time to focus on our breath prayer. Celebrate God's goodness. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. Back to center. Pull your knees in nice and tight for one more squeeze. Then release your legs out. Your hands by your sides. When you tuck your shoulder blades in underneath you. You can place your hands palms up or down. You can also place your left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly. Whatever works for you here in this moment. For this time of soaking, really allow your body to release and relax. Starting with your feet. Allow them just to be. Your knees, your thighs, your shins and calves. Your permission to release and relax. Your shoulders. Falling into the mat. Drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth, allowing your cheeks, your forehead, maybe even your sinuses just to open up. And so from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. Allow God's goodness just to fill you up so you can rest. You may stay here as long as you'd like. Move lightly whenever you do decide to rise. It's been an absolute honor to go through this journey with you. Be blessed.